Russia-Ukraine war. Let's take a listen. Maybe the first question is to take us into confidence ukuthi umuntu who is in Donbass that is related to you, who relate kuwe kanjani? Is it your husband, your brother? What is the relationship?
I'm actually related to a couple of the guys. Not just one person. Some are family friends, but the specific one is a partner to me. So his friends are there that are family friends to us. So it's a close circle. I'd say half of the guys there are family, you know. Yeah. So it's not only just one specific person.
But your partner is in the Ukraine.
Currently right now in Ukraine, in Donetsk. I hope I'm pronouncing it, but I think it's Donetsk or Donetsk.
Yeah. And do you guys have children?
No, we don't have children together.
Okay. How long have you been together?
Children. He has kids and I have kids.
Okay. And uhambe nini? And what was the explanation? When did he leave? What was the explanation when he left?
He left. You must please forgive me. I'm not gonna be sure of dates right now, but it was in July. July, I think 18th, somewhere there. I'm no longer sure of the date, but this was a very rushed trip. I think there was about 2 weeks notice before the trip, which obviously was a shock to the family, to everyone, because it was said it's a year program, you know. I know most of the information in the media, it said that they were going for bodyguard training, which is false because I think 70% of them are highly qualified bodyguards who have extensive experience, and some of them have been guards for a lot of prominent people in this country. So the training was not for bodyguards. They were told that this is a special forces program that will elevate them where they are, and they're going to be put in government and in the defense force. So like a special task team. That's how it was explained. So it was like a 2 weeks notice, and to be 100% honest, the only reason I think 90% of them are there because of family, because they are related to the Zuma family. So is my partner. He is also family. So this came from their sister Duduzile. It came from Siphokazi Xuma, who is, we know her as a partner. I say a partner. I don't want to be disrespectful and say wife, but we know her and trusted her because she's a partner. Gababa umama sekai, you know.
Gababa
umsholot. Yes. So she is one of his wives. Hence, I'm correcting myself by wife because I'll say wife and they'll say she's not married. So, but umama Gabab Zuma. So that is why all the guys trusted this, because it was from a Kaya, you know. I don't think there was absolutely no reason for them to even question anything which is authorized by Duduzile and authorized by the old man, you know. That is how they ended up there. Everything was so quick. It was rushed. Paperwork was so quick. I started questioning a lot of things. I started doing a lot of research because a lot of things did not make sense to me beforehand. So I started questioning a lot of things. Even on the day they left, 90% of the trips still did not make sense to me. In terms of when were visas applied for, you have no paperwork. You have, when were all these things done? So that was my problem. And true to call, I was correct.
Yeah. Were they promised or given any means of sustenance, a stipend, or any form of assurance that they are going to get accommodation, money to live there in the program, any of that?
They were assured a very lucrative stipend. I don't think there's any sober man who has a family, and some of them left companies, some of them left work. They were full-time employed. I don't think there's any sober man who would leave for Russia if they were not promised something good. So they were promised very good stipends, and the contracts they were promised when they come back was even better, you know. And the other thing that was convincing, Duduzile traveled with them. So I think that is all the assurance that they needed, because she said, I'm going to do this program with you. So she traveled. She was there. She wore the military gear for the first few days that were there. I think chats have been going all over media. Most people would have read where she was saying to the guys, I'm here with you. I'm just in a different section because I'm a female. I've encountered warthogs and whatever. So she gave them that comfort that, hey, this training is fine. We're doing this together while they were in Russia.
What then went wrong upon their being there? What has caused this outcry for them?
So the problem emerged where they arrived in Russia. They were okay. It was a base. Everything looked normal, looked proper. Duduzile was there. This Blessing Khoza was there. So it was okay. Until they were told they have to travel for 2 days to go to the main training base. All right? Now it means they are leaving Russia, but I don't think they knew they are leaving Russia. So I said to my partner, set your location on for me, because if you're going to travel for 2 days, where you are showing me the location where you are, if I calculate 48 hours of traveling day and night, the only place you're going to end up is out of the border. There is no direction that I see where you are, where you're traveling for 48 hours and you're still in Russia. You are going out of Russia. I brought it up. Obviously, as he spoke, they were like, no, there's nothing like that. It's nonsense. Stop being babies and whatever. They actually took their phones. So for 48 hours, they traveled. We had no contact. I think I had contact with him about 10 days later, if I'm being correct. At the time, it was too late. By the time we got contact, and to get contact, we were fighting, because we were like, we can't reach them. What's happening? And they said, no. It's a proper process. They have to be vetted, all those things. There can't be phones. You know, this thing is a high-level training by Putin. It's only few people who do this thing. So signal will be closed, blah, blah. So many things that they told us. Finally, when we got hold of them, that's when all the shocking things came out, that we were forced to sign contracts that are written in Russian. We demanded a translator. They refused. Duduzile physically came. So it means she physically came, because they say she came a day after to come and force them to sign those contracts. With no translation. One of the boys luckily managed to shoot, I don't know how, the contract, send it to one of the parents, and that's when they realized they had just signed themselves up to Russia. Are you signing your life away? You have no guarantee of coming back. That's what the contract said. They received a stipend. I apologize, I don't remember the amount, but the very same stipends they received, Duduzile and Siphokazi demanded they transfer those monies back to them. They said they're charging them to pay for their flights, pay for their accommodation, and they are going to purchase flight tickets for the next group that's coming. So there were more groups coming.
Do you know how many were they in total?
There were 22 in total when they left for South Africa. 3 were returned back to South Africa. I don't know the reasons. I think maybe it's because one of the individuals is a high-profile surname. That's why they were returned. So at the base in Russia, 3 flew back to South Africa with Duduzile.
Okay, Bantwana Benkosi, we're going to take a quick break to the headlines. That is the voice of one of the family or a partner to one of the members that is trapped, MKP members trapped there in the war in Ukraine. She has been telling the story of how her partner ended there. We're going to take a quick break to the headlines, and we're going to come back, complete that story that she is telling, and then immediately thereafter, Bantwana Benkosi will speak to another family member who is going to join us on the line. Stay tuned. Did that interview with Anonymous, telling us the story of her partner trapped in the war in Ukraine, and having gone there on account of the MKP. Let's take a listen.
3 of the guys that were there. The 19 are the ones that were taken to Ukraine. Unfortunately, right now, 2 are unaccounted for. They've been missing since August, I think the 18th.
Yeah.
Hence, there are only 17 now.
Have they actually engaged in combat since their arrival? I mean, have they been to the actual battlefield in exchange of fire at any stages in their stay there?
It's horrific. So it's on and off. So it's sort of like you take, if you make it, you get a break. So they were separated into groups, like groups of 3, 4, the 17. They are in different locations right now. Some are working with missiles, Some are underground. They are guarding drones because apparently the fight they use drones all over. So some are working with drones, some with missiles. They are literally in the field. I think about a month ago they were, how many kilometers? I think they were saying 4 kilometers from the firing line, from the actual bombing. They were like 4K. So some, their work is to take missiles to the guys who are shooting.
Yeah.
Some who are, it's horrific, it's a lot, but they're actually in war. They're directly there.
And my final question before we let you go, I know you have to attend some urgent event, but the purpose of this entire program, when they were supposed to leave, you said when initially they were enrolled or recruited, you said they were promised high special force training in order to be integrated to the South African Army. Did I get that correctly?
And they said they would be on the level, when they come back, they'll be on the level of, let me say, colonel, or, when you related to the army. But the way I understood it, some of them would be coming back to MK. And I just want to clarify something. 60% of these guys are not MK. They are not connected to MK. They are not related to their family. It's guys who were recruited, maybe because a friend is recruiting you because you are in the same industry. So half of these men have absolutely nothing to do with MK.
So
they were the ones in the family, the ones who are related to the family, as you saw in the case that Nkosazana opened.
Yes.
That 8 are her blood relatives. So they are either cousins, whatever, and my partner is one of those. So those, when he explained it to me, was that they're going to come back and work at home, either to guard the president, Ubaba, either to do high official work. I still wanted clarity on this high official work, which I still don't know today. What official work do you do? I said to him, then you were supposed to do this through the army, weren't you? Was the army, the SANDF, was it not supposed to send you to Russia? SAPS, was it not supposed to send you under some special forces? I said, how are these individuals, where do they get the power for this type of training, and where are you going to fit in? How are they going to grade whatever this? Are you going to get some qualification? How is it going to work? There was no answer to any of those questions.
So when last did you speak to your partner?
I think I would say about a day and a half ago.
And any hope, any preparations, or what is the status of their being brought back? Are there any developments that are concrete that somebody is working on them coming back? If so, what are the details?
There's absolutely nothing concrete. I think the guys are hopeless, crying every day. They get signal and lose signal. So you can go 2-3 days finding a guy, and the next time you don't find them. There's no signal. When they're lucky, there's signal. When they report, they are crying. I think all family members are close to being hopeless because there's nothing concrete. I mean, today you hear, no, we're waiting for the presidency, we're waiting for the G20, we're waiting for this, but there's nothing concrete. And I think the biggest fact that is not shared anyway is that these guys were sold. Apparently they were bought with money. When they give us feedback, it's that these Russians say they own us, they bought us for millions. I don't know the exchange rate, but apparently per head, it's like over 2 to 3 million. Is it rubles? What is the currency in Russia? 2 to 3 million Russian currency per head. So they were bought, which means somebody was giving money, millions for them. And it makes sense. You can't take people there for free. So they were sold. There was an exchange of money. And at some point, while communicating with the guys, they were saying these guys, all they want back is their money for us to be released. Because they need to take this money to go and buy more people. Because they are at war. So somebody is sitting somewhere with the millions that were paid to these men.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us here on Power Talk. We promise here that we'll keep as much as possible the story alive, and we'll keep tabs on it. We'll including reaching out to the state. We'll try our best to keep reaching out to MKP until something concrete happens and those South Africans come back. But thanks very much for sharing your story with us. And I cannot communicate how sad I feel listening to the story. But I hope you stay strong, and including the children.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your support and the time you're even taking to spread this awareness. Because we have hope that now that the story is out, because they've been trying to keep the story under wraps for a long time. We were threatened. A lot has been happening behind the scenes. So it took everything for us to even speak out and release the story. So thank you for the support, and we hope the more information that goes out, they are finally brought back home. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Sandile, hello.
Njani doctor?
Ngiyaphila njani bhuti? Did I get the name and surname properly? My producer is giving me an indication that I think it's Sandton Love.
No, it's fine. We'll just carry on with
All right. Yeah, says a lot of details from Osese, but I think mhlambe Osese about further more things. When last did you speak to your brother?
Early this morning, he dropped a WhatsApp message to say, my brother, we've been taken into some place, of which he doesn't know the location exactly, and because they didn't tell them where they are going to.
Have they contacted or has there been any word from the South African embassy in Russia?
Contacted who? Them or us as family?
Yourselves as the family?
No. There was no contact that has been made by embassy from Russia or Ukraine or our government on our side.
Okay, so can you maybe confirm for us, Oguti Yenage, what was the explanation of his joining the program?
Okay, Uputwam is a bodyguard by profession, if I may put it that way. So he was one of the people who were recruited by MK officials, senior officials, to say guys who are going to give you a training to Russia, bodyguard training, not military.
Yeah.
And then Bahamba on the 18th of July, they stayed there almost 3 days before everything started. And they were handed over a contract. The contract that was written by Russian language. They denied to sign it because there is no one amongst them who understands the Russian language.
Yeah.
So they contacted the people who were recruiter, which is Duduzile Zuma-Sambudla and Blessing Khoza. And to say, guys, here there's a contract that I understand. Can you please assist us? Then they decided to come themselves into Russia and say, no, guys, you can sign the contract. The contract speaks about the training that you are here for. It's where the Bagwazi to sign a contract without any hesitation. That is why now because the Russians say, you guys have a contract with us that are binding. And we don't know anything about training. What we know is that we are here to join armed forces of Russia. So now we can't wait. If Nifuna was more information, go and contact people who are in Russia. And those people, they were nowhere to be found. Even now,
when last Nina did you speak njengoba nisho ukuthi bamugiswa uDudu and other officials of MKP, when last did you speak to them about efforts ezokubabuyisa?
For one, I didn't make any effort to try to speak to them because it's clearly that there are things that abayifihlayo as in this situation ibe wide. But it was listening as families to reach out to government with government. Can you please intervene? We know that these people Bahama without a state consent, Bahama right, but they are South African citizens. Can you please intervene and try to bring back them home safely? Because that is what if the government they want to charge them with whatever charge or case law, it's fine. Let it be. But at least if I charge yes.
But there's an allegation ukuthi money was exchanged. Did your brother confirm this? Does he know anything? Ukuthi I-contract ikhokhiwe bona ngokwabo bayitholile imali or if bengayitholanga iyanikezwa bani?
Indaba imali ikhona imali ababanikezile bona besaya eRussia and then normal back yathathwa futhi back from kubona, but about i-contract it's only rumors that is now ukuthi kunemali that was received by ama recruiters up from Russia. That is why ama Russian ekwazi ukuthi babambe ukuthi no guy uthanda wenu, I mean uthanda wenu, but fanele kube yithini simdedelayo. And my question is sibuza zona ukuthi if this training were honest from the beginning, yinesiyenza kube nzima to say, guys, this is not what we thought it would be corner, then cannot please bring back our men. So intenza kube nzima kuba because there is transaction, there is money between these contracts and these things that are allowed between Russians and recruiters of our brothers.
Yeah. And then has he been to combat to the actual war zone itself?
Yes, war zone never, but bona so far the better participator 5 to 10 kilometers away, using cannons to do whatever military thing abayenzayo. Kunezinto engathini ezicayi kakhulu to speak about it on air, but they were operating 10 kilometers away from the red zone, if I may say so.
And are you?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know, mhlampe, from the way he has been explaining to you, if basaphelele yini, or any of them have been hurt, or any of them have lost their lives?
The thing is, it's difficult even to say saphelele or saphelele because deploy in different places in Ukraine. And there was 2 guys from Botswana about Bahamba since August. From Botswana, and there are rumors are saying that they're analyzed.
Yeah.
If I may say so. And still, it's not yet confirmed, but it's rumors. But many of them saying that is about Kulmanako.
Okay. And then my final questions, can you just take us through ifamily yakhe? Does he have children? How old? Does he have a wife? Unoma wakhe? Just so South Africans understand that the circumstances agayishile. Njengoba he's there in Russia doing all of these things that you're explaining.
I think there are 7, if I'm not mistaken, because he was a busy man. And I think in Yaya, because they were 85.
So he's 40 years old.
Yes, which is not that old. He's not that old, I mean. And we have, when he have us as his brothers, and his umama, Okona, or Nkosazana, and other family members. And the reason why he took this opportunity with both hands, because the situation at home is not fine, it's not okay.
Yes.
You are trying to do something that will assist him to provide his family. He saw an opportunity and grabbed it without knowing that there's fault in everything that they are agreeing on.
Yeah. No, thank you so much, Sandile. We'll certainly keep in contact to keep the story alive. These are South Africans. We have to bring them back. That is my view. And we must all work together to get to the bottom of this and bring them back home. We would not be a country if we don't do that. But thanks very much for sharing your story with us this morning.
We are hoping ukuthi konke kuzohamba kahle.
Yabonga. All right, Bantwana Benkosi, we're going to take a quick ad break. Trapped in Donbass. Take a listen. How are you, Brigadier?
I'm good. How are you, Dr. Ngozi?
I'm fine.
Nice to talk to you.
Thanks for creating time to speak to us here.
Yes.
So, I know this is a very, very new a case in your hands, but are you able to tell us anything with regards to the actual charges that you are working to prefer on the on actual charges, number one, but also who exactly is going to be charged?
Thank you very much, okay. For now, we haven't formulated any specific charges. We are still studying the docket. We're still studying the affidavits. You will be aware that we received another docket again that was opened yesterday,
Yes.
which is also going to be included in this one. So we are not going to be investigating a number of dockets on the same matter differently. So all the statements, all the affidavits will be deposed into the same docket that is existing.
Yeah.
Then we're going to investigate all of them together. So as and when we've collected evidence, interviewed all the witnesses, and followed all the other investigative processes that we need to enter into so that we can gather evidence that will tell us into exactly what transpired and how did these men find themselves in the Ukraine and all those other things. It's only that now we will be able to formulate charges together with the DPP who will be providing guidance in this investigation.
Just a sense of how human trafficking works, because we are all trying to appreciate the circumstances under which a adult male, fully or somehow with some security training, ends up in a war zone as a mercenary without knowing that they could have, by being there, somebody else was paid. And therefore, because the information we are receiving is that they got there, and now that they no longer want to participate and come back, they are told, we paid about 2 million Russian currency money per head. And therefore, give us back our money, you can go. Otherwise, you have to work. You have to do what we tell you to do. Is this something that, in general, happens to individuals?
Yes, indeed, it does happen. I think we had a few matters a few months back, not a couple of months back, where we had individuals that were also lured under false pretense with the promise of work in other countries. So only to find that when they get there, that is what they find there is not what they were promised. And now it was also said to them, fine, we gave you our money. If you want to go back, then give us back our money. So those who didn't have the money found themselves stuck in the countries, not able to come back. Up until now, we had a situation where the government had to intervene and find a way of bringing back those individuals. So,
but what kind of intervention are we speaking about? Government then pays whatever the debt and comes so that South Africans can be recovered.
I am not sure about the debt that is being paid to the people, but what I know is that the intervention that I can confirm is that to ensure that these people find a way back in terms of now being paid plane tickets so that they can come back to the country. But in terms of paying back the debt to whoever had lured them to the country, that I cannot attest to.
And the final question, how does, from a national security point of view, are you telling me that the state, the South African government, had no clue that an official opposition party has enrolled South Africans for military activities in Russia's Ukraine war? Is this really new information to you as the state?
Well, without getting much into politics, Dr. Ndlozi, what I can confirm with us, as the Hawks, we had already had an inquiry that we were busy with after we picked up these incidents in the media. But now, because now we now have a formal individual who came forward, it assisted a lot with an inquiry that was already in existence, which now gave us direction on where to start. Now we know who are we supposed to interview, where can we look, and all those type of things. So I cannot answer in terms of the government and in terms of whether they turn a blind eye on that. No, I cannot answer on that.
Okay, Brigadier Thandi Mbambo, thanks so much, and we'll keep in touch. Certainly, we want to know as the story develops, because in the end, these are South Africans, and we are not a state, we are not a people if we will not be able to bring them back. But thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.